So today we'll be discussing the residential and non-residential status of an individual. This is for the purpose of tax computation of an assessee to determine whether an assessee is a resident or a non-resident. So predominantly we have three broad categories, that is resident, non-resident, and if the person is a non-resident, there's something called ROR, which is resident and ordinarily a resident, and we have RNOR, which is resident and not ordinarily a resident. So I'll be speaking about the impact of assessing whether an individual is a resident or a non-resident. A person is considered as a resident individual if he or she has been in India for 182 days or more in the previous financial year, or 60 days or more and 365 days or more in the last 4 years preceding the previous financial year. Now this 60 days is replaced with 182 days in the following conditions. One is if a person is leaving India for employment overseas. 2. A student who is leaving India to pursue higher studies overseas. 3. A PIO or a person of Indian origin who visits India and whose income is greater than 15 lakhs. This was amended in budget of 2020. And a person of a crew member of a ship who is basically leaving India. So for these four categories, the replacement of 60 days with 182 days is considered in assessing their residential status. Note, the determination of residential status is very important in assessing whether a person pays tax only on income that accrues in India or is received in India, or an income that is earned globally or accrued overseas. So let's move to the non-residential tax status of an individual. The non-residential tax status is divided as resident and ordinarily a resident, and RNOR, which is resident and not ordinarily a resident. So typically a person who satisfies these conditions or being the condition attains a status of RNOR, and if the person is not satisfying this, the person becomes a resident and ordinarily a resident, which is nothing but a resident of India. Right? So for a person to be considered RNOR, the person must be outside India for 9 out of 10 years preceding the previous financial year, or he or she has left India for 729 days or more in the previous financial year. There could be cases of individuals who are coming back to India after staying in the US or overseas in the last 15 years. So especially the tax status for such individuals would be RNOR for a period of 24 months after coming to India after an extended stay overseas. At Dilzer Consultants Private Limited, we believe in holistic financial planning and allied services. We are very happy to help you consult with a tax consultant who has knowledge on the matters of taxation and residential status, and we do this as part of our comprehensive financial planning.